Welcome to our review of the new CRM system from Digital IT Advisor. Today we will show you how we transformed a classic CMS into a multifunctional CRM system that makes it easier to manage your business. We will look at convenient features, analytics, and new tools that make every task easier. Get ready to learn how our system can help you optimize your business process. The main page immediately shows us statistics by registrations, payments, and specific categories. How much was bought in the category, for example, courses, guides, and consultations. You can overlay the data separately. For example, the ratio of registration to sales of consultations. Registration to payments ratio. You can see, for example, payments. It is very convenient to manage, and here we can choose for all time, for the last 24 hours, for a week, and for a month. Also below we see statistics on visitors, IP of the visitor, country, city, and region. For example, Kiev region, Ukraine. Time zone, for example, Kiev or Bangkok. We also see where the transition was from, for example, from Google or from referral links and the date of these transitions. On the main page, we can see a list of all users of our resource with basic data for analysis. Email, name, if specified, course sales status, for example, one course was purchased, none available. The limited course time has expired. Also, the registration date and registration method, for example, via Google or manually by entering an email and password. You can conveniently filter by email, by name, or by course. And you can sort from A to Z or vice versa. Searching by name. For example, admin. It shows this is our email, name, courses that were purchased, but access to which is already closed. If we click on the user, we get to more detailed information, where we again see the email, name, registration method, and more detailed information about active courses. Referral links are very important. We can track the number of transitions with them. For example, we see all transitions for 24 hours, for a week, and for a month. This is very important. For example, here is the profile header on Instagram. We place this link in the profile header on Instagram, and we can control how many people follow this link to our site. It is very easy to create. We click Add, enter a name. For example, Facebook profile, insert our link where we want to direct people. For example, to our site, digitalit.advisor.com. And now we have created this link. We have 0 clicks on this link and 0 registrations. We can also track the number of registrations if we have registration on the site. How many people followed this link and how many of them registered? The Finance tab is where we can see all our receipts, all payments, even 0 payments, which we can see who made this payment. That is, we click on the amount, for example, and see who paid us this amount, user such and such, and we can see what he paid for. The course 5 elements, for example. When we click back, we return to the same page. The back button always takes us to the same page. Here we have the total income, how much we earned for the entire time. For 24 hours, for a week, and for a month. These are the main functions of our CRM system, which is on the main page. Another new feature is the new updated storage. We can organize it into folders, create a folder. For example, we created a folder, called it New Folder, saved it. It is empty. We can upload something here. For example, upload a new photo. How is this useful? We can create folders by the pages of our site, by the pages of our courses, and upload all the files in the order they are displayed on the site. And then, when we service our site, we go to main page, go to main slider, go to image. If we want to replace image, we can get it from here, from new folder. Here is our file that we added. Looked that it is it. Click Select. We added it here and it will be displayed in all the languages that are on the site. If necessary, we do not need to upload 3 different photos. We can upload one and it will be displayed in all languages. But if we need one image to be displayed in English and another image to be displayed in Russian and Ukrainian, we can do it this way. By default, we have this image. We can also add it here. Since this is Ukrainian, they may be similar to Russian, but we can insert something else into the English one. For example, this. We click Select. And now these photos will be seen on the Russian and Ukrainian pages. And this photo will be seen on the English one. Moreover, this photo may be found somewhere else on the site, and we do not need to upload it specifically to that page. It will be pulled from this guard. This guard allows you to optimize the site in order to upload fewer files to your server. This is very convenient. Plus, it is very convenient to maintain your documents. Here, this checkbox tells you which photo is the default. For example, our default is the classic one. The default is English. Therefore, this guard is very convenient. It is very convenient to work with it, to maintain the site. And here we see such things. Videos can be uploaded. PDF files can be uploaded. You can create a separate folder where there will be only PDF files. And we know that they do not need to be filtered, as we filtered before. They will be in a separate folder. For example, documents. Only documents will be there. This is specifically your disk, which is convenient to manage. And it can be uploaded. Each document has its own link. You can copy the link, this one, which we just added, and share this link. Send this photo to someone as a link, not upload. For example, send it via email. If it is a heavy picture, you can send it as a link. And one of the main elements is also important. This is the mailing list. Mailing list to email addresses. What does it represent? We can make a mailing list to all our clients who have registered with us. Also, we can make a mailing list to individual clients who are not yet in our list of users. How is this done? Here we can create address books where we collect hours. Let's say add an address book. We give it the name New Book. Save. And now we can add individual users to this book. For example, we want to highlight some, even from our registered individual users. We can. Click Edit. And here we see the users who are registered with us. We can add them to our book. We can add them to our book using checkboxes. And we can also add users who are not in our address book. For example, that is, we have one in this book for now. Now let's add those we wanted from our registered users. Save, now in this address book. That is, if we make a mailing to this address book, there are 4 of our users from our registered clients. And we also manually added our user. Here we can choose who will be the sender. By default, this is of course the site domain. For example, admindigitalitadvisor.com. Well, and the mailing itself. How we create a mailing. We click Create Mailing. We select New Book. That is, you will receive this mailing. All the users we just added to this new book. Next, we select who the sender is. We have one sender, Digital IT Advisor. We can choose a one-time sending. We can choose cyclic sending. That is, at a certain interval. Every 6 hours. How many mailings? That is, every 6 hours. Or let's say every month. Every month for 5 months. That is, 5 sendings. For 5 months. This letter will be sent. Then, when we want to send immediately or we want to give some specific time. For example, the mailing will start from, let's say from the 1st of April, from 5 p.m. And now every 1st of the month, at 5 o'clock in the evening, people will receive this mailing. It can be simple, immediately. That is, as soon as I create this mailing, I will click send, and users will receive it immediately. Or again, a one-time one. I want to create a one-time mailing and send it now. All the languages in which our site is provided. Here they are. That is, we fill in. We create, for example, in Russian, new mailing, in Ukrainian, Nova, just Nova, and in English, new mail. Let it be so. That is, we created 3 topics for our mailing. Here they are displayed, and they are also the subject of the letter. And now we create a separate text for each language. We can make heading. Let's write big discount. We can make a table of contents. And here on the right side, we see how the user will see our newsletter, how it will look. Then we write smaller font under the heading. We write what it will be. For example, new category. Here we have all the styles. We can play with the text as we like. Make it centered or not centered here, and we will make it centered. Table of contents and under the heading. And then we will start writing from left to right as it should be, and we write hello there. We can also add pictures in this message. How to do it? We can add a banner. Here is a picture. Here we need to add a link. Where can we get it? We can get it from our storage. Go to our storage. Choose some picture we'd added before. Here it is. Look at this picture. Do you like it? Yeah. Copy the link. Come back to our mail. Press picture, and here we put the link. We can give a description. But this is not necessary for mail. We can give, for example, 100%. 100% of the letter width of. We can place it in the center, or left, or right. Or if it is a short pic, the text will even wrap around it. Here it is, our picture. This is how it will look. After it, we can write some text. This is how the user will receive our postcard or our letter. We can also add a video here. For example, here is a video which we can add here. Copy the link. Click Add Video. Also insert this link here. Now we should set the video container size. Let's write 100% of width and height set automatically. And now our letter will look like this. We can place this video in the center. So that it is in the center, let's make the picture a little bit smaller too, 50% of width. And we'll center it. Okay, this is how it looks for us, and we'll make a video too. 50% of width. Here we delete. We must delete here so that the picture doesn't break, Now we can see how our letter will look, how the text will look. And we can edit the text also with the style. For example, let's make it bold and italic plus underlined. We can add links to the text. There is only one text. And we can add some link. When people click on it, they will go to it, the word to which we assign the link. Here we can give it a title, but this is not necessary for mail. Here we can specify where the link will open, in a new window or in the same window. We've added everything. Now this is a word with a link. And this is how our letter looks like. Each letter is stylized with a logo. The subject of the letter, which we specified. Let's see English content. We have not filled it in, and accordingly, it is not here. We need to fill in each language to your customers get an understanding messages. Here are our links, our social networks, our contacts. If it's desired, you can add it to the footer of this letter, or to the header you can add any other additional information. It is worth noting that not every email browser allows you to receive videos from YouTube. This format may not be accepted. What can we do in this case? We can send it this way, but the user may not receive our message in the volume in which we plan to convey it to him. And to avoid this, we can do the following. We can add a pre-prepared photo, which we have on our internal disk. Like this. Watch my video. It can be easily made in Canva. Any screensaver that will talk about your video. We copy the link to this card, paste it into the link field. Add here, for example, 50% of the width. If we want it to be the same size as all our other elements, save. Now we will assign an additional link to the video to our video. Like this. Here we can choose whether to open this video in a new window or in the same window. We will mark it in a new window. Save. Now this picture is like a video cover. We can hover over it, click, and this video will open in a new window. Our recipient will have it in the same way. Therefore, although we can send videos from YouTube in this format, it is better to send them with a cover and a link to the video hidden under the card. Thank you for joining us for our review. We hope you enjoyed the features of our new CRM system. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with new updates and features. If you have any questions or want to start using our system, please visit our website or contact us directly. Stay tuned for new videos and exclusive offers from Digital IT Advisor. See you soon.